Great rising. I'm going to do a little morning inspiration. For this beautiful day, lighting my candle, lighting some sandalwood incense. And I have as a guest on today my friend Kip Howard, always insightful, great guy. So I'm going to turn this down. So welcome, welcome. Have my green tea over here brewing. I tell you what, I really wanted some coffee and maple syrup this morning, but I resisted the urge and opted for green tea instead. Okay, let's see if we can bring Kip Howard on, and we can go ahead and get started. Let's see. How is everyone today? How are you? How are you? All right. Okay, there we go. While we're waiting for Kip to come on, let's do a little reading from Stillness Speaks. See what we can get for a little bit of inspiration. Okay. So we're going to read from Stillness Speaks, Eckhart Tolle. How easy it is for people to become trapped in their conceptual prisons. The human mind, in its desire to know, understand, and control, makes its opinions and viewpoints for the truth. It says, this is how it is. You have to be larger. You have to be larger than thought to realize that however you interpret your life or someone else's life or behavior, however you judge any situation, it is no more than a viewpoint, one of many possible perspectives. It is no more than a bundle of thoughts, but reality is one unified whole in which all things are interwoven, where nothing exists in and by itself. Thinking fragments reality, and it cuts it up into conceptual bits and pieces. So that's from Stillness Speaks. And let's see if we're able to get him on. me, okay. The thinking mind is a useful and powerful tool, but it is also very limiting. When it takes over your life completely, when you didn't realize that it is only a small aspect of the consciousness that you are. That's an interesting read. You know, it sort of reminds me of the people who, that last part at least, you know, when we like to pontificate and think, you know, as if we can think our way into enlightenment, as if we can, okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, he's having a little bit of trouble. You know, we can think and philosophize and, you know, talk about the way things should be or this and that, when we could actually take that energy and that time to actually go within and make our own connections with spirit and start to cultivate and clean up our inner life, our inner world. And once we begin to clean up that inner world, the outer world starts to manifest as well. All right, I am going to send him an email so we can get this dude on and have some good conversation. Okay. Hopefully he'll be able to get on. If not, we will keep going. Just have a few moments. Just want to share a little bit of time with you. Okay. And while we're waiting for him, I'm going to go ahead and read from the Tao Te Ching in a translation by Jiafu Fang and Jane English. So, chapter 54 in the Tao Te Ching. Let's see. What is firmly established cannot be uprooted. What is firmly grasped cannot slip away. It will be honored from generation to generation. Cultivate virtue in yourself, and virtue will be real. Cultivate it in the family, and virtue will abound. Cultivate it in the village, and virtue will grow. Cultivate it in the nation, and virtue will be abundant. Cultivate it in the universe, and virtue will be everywhere. Therefore, look at the body as body. Look at the family as family. Look at the village as village. Look at the nation as nation. Look at the universe as universe. How do I know the universe is like this? By looking. It's interesting how this Tao Te Ching chapter 54 sort of leads into what we just read in Stillness Speaks, where I mentioned that, in order to affect change, in order to bring about change or a different presentation of what we see in our outer world, is by cultivating our own inner self. I sat in meditation this morning, it was connecting with spirit, it was connecting with self, it was going within. And it's just interesting, at the very top of this chapter 54, and the discussion of cultivating virtue, the very first place it discusses the cultivating of virtue is in yourself. Everything starts within. Everything that we do, everything that we want to see change in government, we want to see change in society around us, we want to see change in our family. It begins with ourselves. It doesn't begin outside of us. It doesn't begin with changing a law here or there, because you can change the law and you can legislate whatever you want, but you can never legislate someone's heart. You can't legislate their spirit, their soul. They have to take it upon themselves to change themselves. And it is indeed a mission that begins with self. And I have recently rededicated myself to my personal cultivation, to a more consistent personal cultivation. Sometimes you allow the reins of your life to be taken away. You give them away, whether or not it's to a project, it's to a job that you're doing, or it could be to a relationship. And then eventually you wake up and you realize that you've been asleep at the wheel. And what do? Well, you can do a couple of different things. You can beat yourself up and say how horrible you were for falling off the wagon and how you did X, Y, and Z. You can blame it on another person and how they distracted you and how they pulled you away. Or you can take that time to look within. Let me get this. He's calling me. Hey, what's up? Oh, okay. 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 I'm not sure what to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Well, try uninstalling Hangouts and reinstalling Hangouts and take it from there. And if we don't get it today, we'll do it another time, because I'm doing the live right now. That's okay. All right. You take care. Bye-bye. Okay. Looks like my brother's not going to be able to join us this morning, but that's okay. We will keep going. But anyway, I just want to encourage all of you, just as I encourage myself, to continue to do your spiritual work, to continue with your own established personal ritual. It can be anything as simple as embracing yourself in violet light, in white light, in blue light, doing your prayers, doing your meditation, taking time to do yoga each morning. But the key is to continue to do it. And if you miss a day, if you miss a month, let it go. Let it go and just get back in that saddle and keep going. As I mentioned before, for myself, life happened. I allowed life to sort of lead me rather than me leading life. And that's okay, because once you get off that get off at that bus stop and realize where you are, you take a survey and it's like, you know what? I know what I need to do. Let me dive back deep in. Life is never a straight line. You're never going to uh, get from point A to point B in a straight consecutive line. I always like to think of it as it's like the journey of life is like walking through a bowl of spaghetti. You got some meatballs over here, you have some sauce over here. You might even have a little bit of cheese over there you get stuck in for a while. You have lots of little loopy loops and loopy loops and loopy loops. But the idea is wherever you find yourself stopping or stuck for a minute or two, you take that opportunity to absorb what you need to absorb, and then eventually you find your way right back to go. And you know, it's sort of like you're not exactly right back where you were. You're in a different space with a whole new set of new information that you've learned, and then you can take it from there. There is no fixed self. There is no soul that is unchanging and permanently just one way. We are all affected by the world around us, by the universe around us, and that's okay. That is perfectly okay. We all need each other to learn, to grow, and the thing is, we never give up. We keep going. We keep going. As my sensei says, we keep going. Let me respond to this. Okay, I'm going to try one more time to see if we can get our chat on here. Let's see if that works. Here we go. Okay. All right. While we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and pull an oracle card. Hey, I sent you the link again. That's all I can do. Check your instant messenger. Yes, I did. That's where I have to send it. Okay. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you, or check your email. But I can't. You can't. I sent whatever you sent me in Kimply. Kip. What does that say? Yeah, I sent exactly what you sent me. Look in promotion. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So we are going to pull a card from the Inner Star Oracle deck. And this is the deck, in case you're interested. Technology is a wonderful thing. And sometimes it doesn't work quite the way we want it to. But that's okay. That's okay. So this is Inner Star Oracle. And the artist's name, I believe, is Courtney. I'm not sure of her last name. Can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's an amazing, beautiful deck with lots of sacred geometry on it. This is the back of the deck. And these are some of the cards. So let's go ahead and shuffle the deck and pull a card for us today. And this is the inner star. The original deck was Clarity. The card's a little bit smaller, and the deck is in black and white. And this deck is called the Magic Edition, because it's colored. I'm going to shuffle it a few more times. Each day that you are dedicated and consistent to your own spiritual work, that is a form of cultivating virtue. And that virtue starts with yourself first, and then your family, and your city, your nation, on out into the universe. Okay. Cut the deck. All right. Okay. Today's card, be enchanted. Be enchanted. Be enchanted. That's a beautiful card. The opposite of that is let go of being jaded. You know, we get when we're little kids, we have this unlimited imagination and creativity and trust and belief that life supports us, that life is there to support us, to, you know, it's beautiful, a joyous place, a happy place. And then we start to get domesticated in our society. You know, we're told we can't do this, we can't do that. This is wrong, that is wrong. You know, we're hurt, we're let down by our friends or maybe even ourselves, and we start to get a little jaded. So here, if you see at the top, there's like that all-seeing eye. It's like your third eye, your single eye, that spiritual eye, inviting you to take time to have a different look at life and what's going on around you. Take time to, the proverbial, smell the roses. Check it out. Allow yourself to believe again. Allow yourself to enjoy the beautiful flowers and take a look at a tree and appreciate the tree around you. Allow yourself to be enchanted. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see what Courtney has to say about be enchanted. Feel into the magic of life and all of the offerings, all of the offerings the universe has created just for you. Welcome, Epiphany. Welcome. See how everything you come into contact with is connected with the divine. Look beyond to all that is not in this dimension of time and space, to the infinite realms that exist, which play and create for your pure delight. And there's an affirmation with be enchanted. The call for today is to be enchanted. I embrace every moment as I am invited to dance and play with the divine and see life for the amazing journey it is. Here you go. So we are all called to connect with that inner child and get back to embracing life for what it truly is. An amazing journey. It's an amazing journey. We're being called to, instead of focusing on the polarity, on the duality, on the black or the white, on the so-called good and so-called evil, we're being called to come back to center, where we can find the light and to be enchanted once again. So there you go. Be enchanted as you cultivate your virtue. All right. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me this sunrise for a spot of tea. I apologize that our brother Kip Howard was not able to join us today, but we will get this figured out and we will have him on. If you look in my video archive, you will see there's a wonderful episode show that I had with him, and it was just really great. He's a really cool dude, very knowledgeable. He's got a lot of deep wisdom, very well read, and such a pleasure, such a pleasure. So let's take a moment to take a nice, deep, centering breath. Let's remember our ancestors and all those who have come before us. I invite you to like this video, thumbs up, to share this video, to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I thank you so much for joining us today, for sharing your energy, and also for watching us in the replay. And if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you would like for me to cover, please feel free to email me through the contact links below. I wish you peace and great bliss. Have an awesome day.